Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
So, as you see, Sita is there. She's enjoying herself. She's had her morning walk, and it's beautiful. The sun is rising. Another day, another morning, another chance for all new opportunities.
And we were just out in the sun absorbing, doing a little bit of. Now, I don't look at the sun directly. I close my eyes because to me it's a little bit difficult for just like direct sun gazing. But I close my eyes and I love it. It felt really good. We did a little bit of that this morning.
Well, the guides have said, too, that you really only need it just coming on your forehead to activate your pineal, because, again, you're not as solid as you think. Nothing is as solid as we think. And in fact, we're always being bombarded by all this subatomic energy all day, every day. It's the natural order of things, as we are ourselves. We are waves in an ocean in more ways than one.
We are, and when that ocean gets disturbed, we feel it. We definitely feel it. And lately, Mike was saying, what is calling us? And I think what's calling us as a collective is for us to take a look at this energy that we've been dealt with, and we've seen a lot of people who feel very, very flat. And I feel that we are being called, us, you guys, others, anyone who is listening, we're being called to just continue to move forward, continue to move up, continue to move, just continue to make things better. It's not going to do us any good to allow ourselves to sink into this low energy. I think we're supposed to crawl up and around it and deal with it and just move forward no matter how much we don't want to. And I think that's it. That's what I've noticed. It's like the suppression of energy.
Well, I mean, you could look and you'll find that there are declassified patents for these machines that can absolutely work to control mind and frequency. And so, again, this is truly spiritual warfare. And that's what we're finding ourselves in the thick of it right now, because, the battle is waging, even if people don't recognize that there's a battle happening. And it doesn't matter if they recognize it or not. This is ongoing in multiple dimensions. And what's really at stake here is truly humanity reclaiming something that it once had and recognizing the potential that we all have. So, you're being called to integrate into your higher self at this point in time as we're going on the ascending path. You're really, all you're doing is reclaiming that which is a part of you that has been cut off from you in more ways than one. But at the same time, you've never really lost it. It's always been right there, just waiting for you to notice.
Mm-hmm. It's that thing where you finally realize whatever you're doing in life, okay, maybe something's not working, so you have to turn in another direction. And sometimes it's about releasing the control that you think you have and allowing a different type of direction to take hold. Being brave enough to realize that, okay, everything that I was taught in this world might not be what I think it was. And that's really hard. That's probably the hardest thing that I've seen, I've had to go through. I've seen other people go through. It's like that lifelong learning of this matrix system that we have. That was put in place to steer us, not always in the right direction.
No, and in actuality, in more ways than one, you've been steered away from your true self. You've been steered over towards some other ideal, which is not you. It's not you at all. And yet, it's what's being sold to you. And until the point that you actually start to think that it is what you want, but it's not what you want. It's what somebody else wants you to want for themselves. Again, this is a battle of control. Make no bones about that. It is all about control. And so, what portion of humanity will regain their control and take charge of their own ship? Yeah, I think of so much from our youth. I think Robert Plant had a song called "Ship of Fools," and in reality, humanity has been played for fools. In that, again, we're being sold something. Now we can see right through it. We can see right through it right now. Those that are awake, and it's so good and so um, emotionally invigorating to see so many that are just they're on that path of true self-discovery. They're not accepting what the system tells them, and they're doing things their own way. This is the way it should always be. Again, we're individual fractals here. Every single one of us a unique fractal having our own unique experiences. If this message doesn't resonate with you, well, then it may not be for this lifetime. That's very important because, again, there are what we would consider ancient souls incarnated at this point in time in this juncture in Earth's history, and then there are that which we might call very, very young souls that have been birthed per se off of source as a unique fractal of consciousness.
Mm-hmm. I think it's difficult to realize where are you on the awakening spectrum. There is a spectrum that we go through, and it should play itself out and come full circle. So until you know that it's come full circle, I think it makes it very difficult to navigate these waters being brand new. I mean, a lot of us can navigate the waters in the matrix because we understand how things are going to work. We know the rules. We know, what's good and bad and not accepted. But when you step out into the spiritual realm and you realize things are not what you've been told, there's a lot of information you have to go through, and sometimes you have to sift back through all of it again and find your footing. And I've had to do that too. I feel like I've gone full circle. I've seen a lot of things go on in my life, and I realize, okay, some things are good and being awake, and some things are not so good being awake, and some things are okay, and I thought I knew some things and I tried them and it didn't work out. So it's like finding your footing again, and it's okay to be wrong when you're going through an awakening. You really have to mold this to you because we are all such unique fractals. It's whatever is going on with you, and it's how you feel. And keep in mind, when we go through trauma, that can point us in a wrong direction, and it might even feel like it's the right thing because we've been through trauma. It's like, oh, okay, my emotions are telling me to do this thing. Is it your emotions or is it trauma? I mean, everyone's different. I could never tell anyone that. All I can do is say, ask the question, because you've you want to be very thorough in your awakening journey. It's so very important that you're thorough, and your star family is there to help.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so many things, as you were saying, that come to mind. And again, the system mimics the natural. So while we should be talking about, where is the individual soul on its journey of awakening, what part of the spectrum is that soul at this particular point in time, there's another spectrum that gets way more attention. And again, there's another thing that just came up in, since I've been around, the last 50 years, 60 years, and, people born and then, discovering they have this disorder, and where do they lay on that, social spectrum per se. And then all the things that went into, uh, again, giving that particular disorder comes from a particular set of circumstances. And, again, we're always made to argue about things that really are not of prime importance. Not that that's not important, it's very important. But what the system does is create an issue that then we can argue about till the cows come home or till we're blue in the face in order to get away from the main thing. And what should be our main focus right now? it should be working on healing our own individual traumas, clearing our DNA lineages, and just understanding how do I fit in as a galactic citizen, as a galactic human, because, it's always been this cover up of our true origins. And all this is being exposed now, and, it will be mainstream. When you look at it, again, how many of these CONS piracy theories eventually become completely 100% verified. And this is what we're where we're at and what we have right now. So the system just wants us getting off the main issues, which, again, the to me, the most clear main issue is the interference that comes from the system itself that keeps us from truly living up to our true human potential, which is so much more than what they've sold us. And it certainly is not simply about the physical acquisition of things. And again, they have you running in circles. I remember growing up, it was all about keeping up with the Joneses. It's the American dream they sold us here in the US in the 50s and 60s, which, by the way, was the peak population point on Earth, the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Since that point, we have been in decline. And again, also, just the fact that it is true that IQs have been dropping, and you could see that. I mean, there's tests circulating from level, eighth grade level tests that you could see on Twitter and the like, that would probably fail almost every single adult here in the U.S., even college graduates. It's because we've been going in reverse. And this is what they're doing with AI now. They want us to not even be able to have the ability to think logically and to feel into reality. They want us just to rely on AI and to use AI as if AI was source. And it's, again, just another step, like not being able to write out simple computations longhand anymore. You rely on a calculator. You could bring your calculator to school, Johnny. And then now you bring your laptop to school, your iPad, whatever it is. What does chat say? What does Grok say? This is all a slippery slope to make humans nothing but a complete pack animal, a complete herd animal that cannot think for itself. This is exactly what they want, because you still have that source spark, which is a tremendous point of energy, and it's more energy than most people realize. So they only really want to control your source spark, and they want you working for them. At the same time, our galactic neighbors want you to wake up. They'd prefer to, have you come and join the neighborhood. You ever think about, like, when you have something really exciting to say and you want to share it, and yet you wonder if people will be ready for it, if they could accept it, or if it's going to, blow their paradigm so much that they might actually get offended and lash out at you. Well, this is, again, part of that situation on Earth. This is part of what's going on right now. We're not going to wake up everybody. And in fact, maybe we could only wake up, 30, 40%. Maybe somehow we could wake up 50%. Again, this is part of the bigger learning curve. And, at times people do have to repeat grades. And it may be that most of humanity has to repeat the lessons again, and that looks like reincarnation, which is part of the system of schooling in the manifest universe. Truly, it's transmigration, as the soul just doesn't come back time and time again as a human. The soul has various experiences, ultimately. So, yeah, who is steering this ship of fools? Well, again, it's been steered for too long by beings that only want to use humans for their energy as a resource. It's time for you to steer your own ship, and that really is the big message that's coming through from the galactics at this point in time.
It is, you make sure you're in control of you. It's okay to use help and have things to guide you and assist you, But don't let things start hurting you in a direction, because that's what it's been all about. It's about using us, using our energy source so that they can have a particular way of living, and hurting us and guiding us. And, just like sheep, and you have your sheepdogs out there scaring this person and scaring that person. Oh, don't do this, and oh, don't do that.
That's exactly it. I mean, think of that again. The dogs go barking at the sheep that are going to go look down the trail that's going to lead them straight out of the pen. And those dogs come barking, saying, "You better do something, or it's going to be dire consequences. You better do something." This is exactly the situation. They use humans to herd humans.
And it's sad. It's sad. But once you're aware of that, then you can make changes. You can do differently.
Be very, very wary and cautious. This is the last I'll give you guys for this one, of anybody that promises so much that it seems unlikely, because it is unlikely. Again, they always take control of the consciousnesses of those people that are awakening by leading them along another path that usually will promise, amazing things, like, don't worry, tomorrow the golden age is coming in. No, the golden age doesn't come in just like that. Again, this is all about growth, spiritual schooling. So if it really does sound too good to be true, it probably is. There's a long road to go, and we are the ones that have to do the work.
Stay grounded, stay realistic, just stay realistic. And we're here to live in the 3D for a reason. And if, one thing I learned, if you find yourself too much out of your body too often, life has a way to say, oh, no, 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 you decided to come have a 3D experience. Here, come right back. So be careful with that.
Thank you guys for your support on Patreon, Ko-Fi, and also with the YouTube memberships. Couldn't do it without you guys. May you all be blessed. Source bless, and namaste.
Namaste.